Hello all. In this video, we are going to solve a coding question asked for 2022 batch by Techmahindra. This is the input and output format which they have asked. And this is the compiler platform. This is the actually Techmahindra conduct their recruitment drive through Metal platform. Remember this, we are going to solve the problem in this pattern only. Okay, let's get into the question. Nth character in a decrypted string. That means they are going to say that every character in a string, input string, is followed by its frequency with a function to decrypt the string and find the nth character of the decrypted string. If no character exists at that position, return -1. For example, let us see one example. If the string is A to B3, the decrypted string is A, B, B, B. That means after A, there is integer 2. That means A is repeated twice. That the frequency of the string, frequency of the character A is twice, and the frequency of character B is thrice. So the decrypted string is A, B, B, B. Okay, if the nth character of the decrypted string, if no character exists at that position, return -1. Remember this. And input 1 is of string data type and input 2 is of integer data type, and the position of the string starting from 1. That means this A position is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The indexing works, they have specified that the indexing should start from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And in our manner, we start indexing from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like this. So let us look into the sample test case 1. That means A is repeated once, B is repeated once. That means after A there is 1. That means A, frequency of A is 1. After B there is 1, and that means the frequency of B is 1. And after C, integer 3 is there. So the frequency of 3 is frequency of C is 3. That means A is repeated once, B is repeated once, and C is repeated thrice, means 1, 2, 3. So frequency of the C is 3. So they are in the input 2, they are asking return the fifth position in the decrypted string. That means first position, second position, third position, fourth position, and C is at fifth position. So output will be C. A3, B2. Frequency of A is 3, frequency of B is 2. So A, B, B. Okay, they are asking to return 7th position in the decrypted string. As you can see, there is only 5 characters in this string, so there is no 7th position in this string. So output will be -1. So let us solve this question. Okay, we need to return the final answer. That means we need to return C. We should not print C. We should return C. If the mentioned position is not in the string, we should return -1. So for decrypting the string, we need to traverse through the entire string. So for storing the decrypted string, we are declaring one empty string. Okay, for traversing through the encrypted string, we are using one for loop. For to travel through the string, we are using one for loop. For I in a range starting from 0th position until length of input 1, that is input 1 is string 1, comma step length. After this string, there is an integer. We should not include this integer in the decrypted string. So we are skipping this 3, because we know we do not want this 3 in the decrypted string. Okay, so we are skipping. If the for loop works like that, this is the starting point and this is the ending point, and this is the step length. Step length means how to traverse through the string. Means first this character it will take, then this character will it will take, and so on like that. If we define step length as 2, it will skip one character. To print the frequency of A. That means we should find out this value. That means it is greater than this position is less than 1 by this position. So I suppose if we, for I is starting at 0, I is starting at 0th position, we should get the next position value. Suppose hash A3B A3B2 A3B2 A0, that means for I in a range it will start from 0th position. It is considered as 0th position. Now it's pointing this. We should get this value. That means I plus 1. I plus 1th position. That means input once I plus 1th position. It's in a string format. It will return a character data type. So we should convert it into integer data type. So we are using int of input 1 of I plus 1. So first is I is at 0th position. We are incrementing I by 1 position. That means at index 1, 3 is there. We should run this for loop until this 3 condition comes true. That means integer of input I plus 1 means 0th position plus 1, 3. It will, this for loop will run 3 times, and we'll add, for that string we'll add input 1 of I. That means 0th position. This for loop will run for 3 times. That means frequency of A is 3, and this for loop will run for 3 times and add input of I. And that means 0th position A is there. It will add A to the empty string yes 3 times. Similarly, it will after this for loop stop executing 3 times. This for loop comes again because this for loop execution is not completed. It will increment. It will skip 3 and it will point to this position B. 0 plus 1. 0, 1, 2, second position. Input 1 of that means I value becomes 2. 2 plus 1 will be 3. 0th position, first position, second position, third position. That is 2 plus 1 is 3. Input 1 of 3 means that's 2. In 2 of integer means it will be we are extracting that from string. We need to typecast that, so we are using integer. Int of 2, it will run this for loop. For this condition, this for loop will run for 2 times and will and it will add. That means input 1 of I, and I value is at this position, and it will add B to this string 2 times. That means after the execution, string will be like this: S is equal to A B. After doing this, we need to return the position, nth position, input 2th position in the decrypted string. S is the decrypted string. We need to return that string. If input 2 is greater than length of the decrypted string. If input 2 is greater than the length of decrypted string means it should return -1. It should return -1 because there is no character exist at that position. Else return decrypted string. Return decrypted string input 2th position. Input 2 -1 because the indexing start from 1 they are mentioned. So input 2 -1. So let us run this code now. Input 1 is A3 B2. Input 2 is 5. It will return B because after decrypting this string A B at the 5th position B is there. We'll check for another test case. That means what they have asked in another test case. A1, B1, C3. A1, B1, C3. In the fifth position, we have C here. Also pause this test case A3, B2 and input 2 is 7. A3, B2 and input 2 is 7. That means it will return -1. The code is working fine.